My name is Mark Moss, and I make these videos to change the way you think about money because almost everything you have learned is wrong. What can the average person do to, one, be able to discern the information better and then find the right information?
It's a great question, and I'm not sure that I have the authoritative answer, but I can offer some suggestions with respect to my experience has been, and that is to identify people who you believe who are experts in the field and follow what they're doing. Mm-hmm. Many times it's not going to be on a typical social media platform. Many of these accounts are banned on Facebook and Twitter and even YouTube. So you have to really go to their site. And there are, I'm sure you're familiar with something called RSS feeds, which makes it a bit easier. Yep. So you can collect all of this and information in one sec. But I think it's important to understand that you really cannot trust almost any search engine, even the non-Google search engines, because they have developed the most effective and sophisticated search engine tool that ever existed. And almost every other alternative search engine uses Google as its search data structure. Yeah. So there's no alternative, and it would cost billions, hundreds of billions to create an alternative.
I use DuckDuckGo, but
that uses Google.
Yeah, but it does get different results than Google sometimes.
Yeah,
but
the benefit of that is that the primary benefit is that most of these other search engines don't destroy your privacy like Google does.
Right. Yeah. And then the other thing I would add on to that is just, I like to say on my videos, almost everything you've learned is wrong. And so like always approaching things from maybe what we'd call first principles, and really taking things more basic. And so like kind of what we started out talking about, which you said, which is if you give your body what it needs and you put it into a situation, it can take care of itself. It can heal itself, which is almost kind of like flat earthers, I guess, today. But I start from there. And so then right off the bat, do you need to be adding more things into your body? Right. I think that's probably a good place to start. So anybody that defaults to that naturally, you might probably question that.
But still, it's important to understand when you're trying to find another viewpoint that the typical gateway into doing that is YouTube and Google search engines. There's no other way around it. So you have to find alternative strategies. And that's the challenge. That's the absolute challenge. So it requires an updated, more sophisticated approach than we could have used 5 years ago. 5 years ago, that would have went perfectly because Google wasn't censored, but it is now.
Yeah. Yeah. Good point. Good point. And then I always just ask myself when I'm evaluating any piece of information, and because of the videos that I make, people send me all kinds of stuff, and a lot of it's very sensational, and I don't just go share it. And so a lot of times I'll look at it and go, is this true? And so sometimes this bias makes me think everything is a conspiracy. But one of the first questions I would just typically ask is like, who's benefiting from this?
Mm-hmm. That's a good start. Good start.